Jema. So the logical question that follows from self-esteem issue that, discover yourself and fulfill yourself. So how to discover myself and what I am meant to do, basically, Swadharma. People, society, parents, relatives, their opposition can work both ways. Honestly, if we take the path of discovering ourselves, then this opposition often becomes a feeder. And that's why we see today many children becoming rebels. It's part of that process. And it's true that the elderly don't want this to happen. So they want to, no, 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 you don't know what you are doing. And we get carried away. You don't know what is going to wait for you after when you're 50, 60. So that's why inculcating courage and faith, these are two very important elements. When does faith go away? What robs us of faith? All this mental calculation. Also, the desire which wants a particular result, that is something we have to exercise within ourselves. Yes, I may not succeed materially. That's where courage comes in. Mother gives the example of that painter, Raphael, who would, paint. He didn't find success in his lifetime. As I said, Sri Rama didn't, leaving aside the Ravan part, personal life is a very unhappy life. Can we call Krishna's life a happy, successful life, seeing the destruction of his own kul? No. But they did what they were born to do. And this is where we have to now, today's children, even if we take it that, okay, I can't change myself. Let's take an extreme example. Because I suffered a system. But yet there are children whom I can inspire. That is the difference between why Karna is not one takes pity on Karna not because he couldn't fulfill his Swadharma. Actually, he ended up, frankly speaking. That's the Karna syndrome. But he still is comparing with Arjun. But because if he felt that he was wronged by the society, he should have ensured that generations to come are not wronged. But instead, he took the path of just proving himself. And that's the typical story. So, we can do a number of things. Inculcate courage. Stay in the company of those who give courage. Read books that give courage. And if there is none, isolate. Discover the strength inside. Cultivate faith. Every time the mind comes and says, what may happen? Remind yourself that there is something greater, something more powerful. And if that is not there, life has anyways no meaning. So if there is something known as the divine, if there is something or someone which our heart's intuition says, and frankly without which nothing makes sense, then he has a plan for me. He knows what is best for me. He'll take care. My job description is to fulfill the purpose he has planted in my heart. That's all my work is. That's precisely what Shri Krishna promises. That's why the Gita is such a wonderful book. Because Arjun says that, what about my future and what about the future? Not for himself, but asks about people. He said, you have been called to do this, you do this. But I'll take care of all your havings and gettings. Yoga kshema vahamyam. He says, you do what you are meant to do. Here in this case is the yoga. Because he says, if I do yoga, who will take care of my needs? He doesn't use in so many words, but if you look at it, all his doubts. And Shri Krishna says, I will take care of them. Now this requires a leap of faith. Yog Shem Vahamyam. I'll take care of all your gettings and havings. That's how Sri Aurobindo describes in Essays on the Gita. This is the faith we have to grow within. Be in the company of those who give courage and faith. Shun the company of those who fill us with doubts, even if they are parents or whoever they are. At least it is better to lead a life trying what we are meant to do. That's how the Gita takes the extreme steps. Swadharmo, nidhanam shreya, paradharmo bhayavaha. Better to die following one's own swadharma than to live fulfilling an alien law. Now, how to discover this swadharma is the next thing. Well, look inside carefully and ask a few questions. One question which alone can probably give the answer is that if there was no compulsion of any kind, no parents to tell me, no society to put pressure on me, nobody to, look and assess my performance, nobody whom I have to please, no material issues. Let's take a condition that no money issue. Then what will I do most naturally? I have met people who have come up with fascinating answers. I've had a person who said, well, I'll just go around the world and do photography. I said, what is preventing you from doing it? And this fellow actually ended up, he would earn this much, go around, do photography, and he enjoyed, fulfilled himself. Otherwise, all the time, poor fellow tried competition, taking tuitions, what not. And after that, he is earning 15,000 rupees a month, and parents are very unhappy, and everybody, he is also unhappy. You're not meant for it. I did it and felt such a liberation. So this is what we are meant to do. We should do. Look inside. You have to get rid of all these. Desired self is the one which corrupts our fight. Desire and ambition. Unfortunately, in city life, it's very, very strong. It's like a net. You can't live in a city without being affected. That's why one of the things that is advised is withdraw from that atmosphere from time to time. Take yourself into seclusion. Come to a place where nobody is going to judge you. One of the things about ashram is this. Wonderful things. Nobody asks, what job are you doing? By the way, how much are you earning? There are people I met in international guest house. Somebody who's sitting in, knickers and banyan and we didn't know who he is. He was sitting like on a stool, helping people at the reception. But very nice gentleman, very nice to talk to, and very cultured. One can see that. We came to know he was a judge in the Supreme Court. Now you see, this is that he feels that serving the divine is my real fulfillment. What I have done till now is all. So some people take that practical approach, which is also okay, that they put it like this, that the next 5 years or 10 years, doesn't matter which way, I'll earn money. Enough money to take care of my needs. After that, I don't care. I am going to do just to fulfill my deepest urge. And it's amazing if one can do it. And I know people who do it, and they do it very well. They just take it that well. And they have a due to the world, they give it to the world, whatever duty. For women it comes like, when a child has been grown up a little bit. Then they say, now I want to lead my true life. They do that. And they should do that. This is a stopgap arrangement because the world is imperfect, as you said. But spend time knowing what you really want to do. Whatever it is. What will give you deepest joy. As a child, you will notice it. What gave you really deepest joy? And it usually 2-3 things. Then you will see, you will hone in on to one thing. Like I used to enjoy reading all these storybooks of Puranas. I used to enjoy and talk, ideative things. They used to give me a high. If I had a discussion on, something like, even as a 13, 14, 15-year-old, I would get into these discussions. Like why Rama did this and why this happened and all metaphysics, world is a Maya. I used to enjoy my nature. Ended up with psychiatry, but it was like, psychiatry has nothing to do with all this. But then eventually mother provided both opportunity and her grace that, okay, I have gone into what I love doing. Writing used to be my fascination. Speaking, again, naturally. Writing used to be a joy. So now, mother provided it. Otherwise, normally, typically, money life and typical Air Force life where you want to reach, I would lose myself. And that's not how it should be. So it was like a stopgap. I went into something. Not that I didn't enjoy, medicine is okay, but that's not what I was really meant for. And then slowly you prepare yourself around what is known as midlife. That's why people use the word midlife crisis, when you need to take a decision and change. Midlife transition, it's well known and people do it because they have lived a life for practical purposes. So spend time with yourself. This is another important aspect. Lastly, people don't spend time with themselves. It's one of the big problem with WhatsApp world, mobile world. It has, people say it is connected. Yes, maybe it has connected, it has isolated, but it has taken away the joy of solitude. Such a bliss cyclone day. I tell you, it was such a bliss. Why? Because network was nil. No electricity, network. Most important, network. No network. So you just have for a change. Although personally I have gone through all these phases, solitude, the joy of solitude. Now it is work. It's not like seeing the mobile, it is work. But it's okay. So go to some places for what is called as detox, mobile detox. Go to places where you won't get signals, like Shurbindo Dham in Kaveri belt near the river Kaveri, where I went. 2 days, no signal. So beautiful. Just spend time, you'll see you'll get connected with yourself. Go for 7, 8 days. Unfortunately, towers have come everywhere now. Park, park guest house. Suggestion. Yes. I mean, you will feel the joy of solitude is something we have forgotten. So sometimes one wonders whether these inventions have, how much they have helped. And this is what we are reading in Savitri incidentally. And we'll read subsequently that she had grown up in that seclusion, which gave her time and room for thought and God. Okay, so that's how it is. And of course, one can meet people who probably will be able to help because ambition and desire have corrupted the original file, very badly. And city life is the worst of all. And Mother has spoken about it. Shubindu has spoken about it. Shubindu has used the word about city life that that artificial glitter behind which the hollows, I can see the hollow behind it, like what is that called? That dimak. Termite has eaten it away from inside. But outside you have all those lights which are flashing. Everything based on desire and ambition. Everything. You step out of the house. Inside the house, it's all about, because city life developed like that. City life didn't develop like organically, like village life developed. People came together, they met together and they developed, then they did some farming, then they went trading. That's organic development. City life developed very artificially to get money. So you saw where is more money possible. So people went, then others went to earn money. From the village they went to earn money. And they called others, their relations, to earn more money. So it's all about that. 3 things, the handiwork of the Asura. 3 doors to hell. Money, lust, which means pleasure, and power. All the 3 display you will see in city life. Seats of power. People feel very proud. I went to Bollywood. I went and met so-and-so film actor. I mean, so what? What difference does it make to your life? But people feel very proud. Anyways, a new world is come. And people like you belong to that. Yes, more and more I see such people who belong to the new world. And they're sort of misfit in the old way of life. But still, because of the pressure of the old consciousness, it's not easy for them to break free. But the grace is there and times are changing. And sooner or later you'll see this new thought will assert itself. And the old way of life will lose its value. And you will see this declaring itself mainly to begin with in rebel children. But it has begun. The process has begun. Chema.